Well, here we are down at the far storage area way down in Columbiana County. And here I have the 1-ton Dodge B300 chassis. Formerly a motorhome, now it's just sort of a trailer. I mean, that's what it's registered as, a trailer. It seems to have a wasp problem. They don't seem real happy that it moved. It only moved like 20 or 30 feet, but they don't seem to appreciate that very much. It's got lights on it and everything, and I got to pump the wheels up a little bit. Oh, birds have been pooping on my triangle. Shoot. It's got an actual license plate and it's insured and everything. I mean, technically it's a trailer. Now, it didn't used to be a trailer, but it is now. I need to pump the tires up just a hair, and I need to throw another chain over here. I'm going to take this chain and a load binder, stick it across the other way, and make sure it's got at least 2 points of contact. I don't think I brought another strap, or I could use that too. No, I didn't. Shoot. Well, I'm going to hook this winch up to it too. Use that as a last-ditch safety thing. Hopefully you don't need it, but if you ever do, you know it's there. Now, these wasps or hornets or whatever they are have been going in and out of this thing like every hole in this. I'll bet you they probably got nests everywhere in here. I bet you the main one's back here though, because they seem to have been going in there pretty good, like. Let's see if I can get Lyme disease. Go lay down in this grass. See if I can get turned to crap. Huh. I wonder if that's their hole right there. Here's one. Let's ask them. I'm sure they'll politely tell me, right? There's their hole. Alright. Well, whatever. Now here's how they tacked the stuff in the subframe for that hitch in. They cut it with a torch from the factory. This stuff was totally covered up when I bought it. It wasn't the previous owner that messed with it, or anything that messed with it. This is factory crap. I gotta give this a good sandblasting and rust proof it. The pain in the ass is going to be on the inside of them channels. As I keep saying, it's frickin' unibody. So it's got these U channels underneath there that are spot welded in, and I'm not taking it apart. Well, I could, but I mean, if it was already rusty, if it was soldered, it would have rusted from the inside out. It hasn't done that. I think up here, I can take this front piece here off. I know I accidentally pulled it off once, so it'll come off if I unbolt it again. I tried to bolt that on, but it's just too weak to pull it by. You can see it flexed out again, just pulling it up on the trailer, up on the dolly. But, that's how she rolls. Uh-oh, I'm out of battery, shoot. I might have to do this another day, because I don't have enough battery to keep. Well, we could just not video the whole trip back, but I kind of like to get this on video just because. This stuff seems to get a lot of views. I guess people like watching my 1-ton chassis roll around the field. Oh well. Yeah, it barely fits on here now. I think these Ford wheels are wider than the Dodge ones. Oh, I need to pump that up. Well, before I do that, let's take it for a little ride. I assume the dirty looks that the cows are giving me are just because they're hungry. Let's go take this for a spin. I'm on the Dakota now, which is automatic. So no clutch. Hopefully it'll be less difficult to get started. The reason I'm doing this right now is because we've had a drought in Ohio. Ouch. And I figured this would probably be the best way to start a forest. This would probably be the best time to get this out of here because it's going to rain this weekend. And when it does that, I'm not going to be able to get it out for another 6 months to a year when the dry season starts again. Oh, this dirt's powder down here. Geez, I hope these farmers are okay. Because, we kind of have to eat their stuff that they make. So farmers sort of need to be okay. I mean, I hope they're okay anyway, but more to the point, I hope the food production means are okay. Alright, I'm going to take this around the drive here and see if it stays put. If it stays the way it should, then I think we'll drive it back. Add another chain to it and take her back. Alright, let's see. Well, I think that might have been getting away with the territory there. We got one problem. That is that these wheels like to turn that way. They always turn that way. They don't turn the other way. But there's no contact. If there's no contact, that means we should be okay. I can jerk this back and then I can retighten the heck-a-majig. It'll seem to want to settle as we go. So we'll just drive it around, tighten it, drive it around, tighten it. Get her down there good. Phew, alright, well, oh, it shifted, didn't it? Because the chain moved, see? The chain used to be tight, now it ain't. The thing I asked about this thing is it's a, or the dolly, is not articulated. It doesn't have that rotatey piece on it. It's just straight. And whatever you're hauling has got to sort of conform to it, or it conforms to what you're hauling. But either way, something's got to bend. Usually it's just the flex in the tires that does it, so it's okay, but, well, you just got to watch. Now let me see if I can bump this over just a hair. This tire. And if you tighten it down enough, it should stay put where it's at. Alright. Well, I'm going to get the chain binder and the chain, and ouch. I just stepped in the rut that we made in here last winter, or last spring. Which is, of course, to say that this this driveway here turns to mud. Fortunately for me, we've had a drought lately, so we're kind of getting away with it, though, at least trying to. Alright, I'm going to shut down the camera and get to chaining this thing down a little better, and then... Alright, it pulls, which means that this stuff is way too dry out here. We're in the middle of a drought, I reckon. Usually they cut this a little more than they do, but it looks like it just hasn't grown this summer. Got a nice little orange triangle on the back of there, so hopefully it will indicate, hey dummy, go around. I'm going to take this whole subframe off the back of here when we get her up to the shop. I'm just going to go straight up to the main shop, because I don't feel like unloading this thing back at little shop and then loading it back up and going to big shop. It's 5 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, which I don't like doing, but we'll just, I don't know, take it easy and, you know, chill out. So here's what happens. The wheels ride back and forth on here as you go over, well, as you turn. So you got to watch this dolly. It's not really suitable for RV use. It's mainly just for, I think they were using it to haul either a sand rail or something, or a dune buggy, or else They're using it to haul demo derby cars or something, because it's not really made to, it's not going to do real good behind an RV. Doesn't even do good under an RV. Oh, it's terrible. I got to fix this cut I made in here, because I was trying to cut this thing loose, but I didn't realize there was a cross member under it. Actually a rather substantial cross member. So we're going to have to cut this, take 8 inches out of the middle somewhere. I think, let's see if I can do a crunch buzz here and grab me a hornet's nest. I think right in front of these spring hangers is where we're going to go. Because there's no cross member right there, I don't think. Well, that's nice and high off the ground too, ain't it? Well, it's going to be lower once she's off the trailer, but I'm going to try it and see how she does. Oh, by the way, solder seal connectors. These things are awesome. You should use them. Make sure you heat them all the way up. Don't heat them until they smoke, but heat them until you see that silvery stuff going out into the wires. Because once that silver stuff starts wicking up the wires, that means that that's solder, and if it's bright silver, it means that you've got it hot enough. That's low temperature solder, but still, you got to get it warm enough. You don't melt it. Don't get it so hot that the plastic smokes, but don't get it so cold that the solder doesn't set, and you'll be in good shape. Just watch her, you know. Yins watch. This thing takes a long time because it's a small compressor. It says not for automotive use. Here we're up to almost 12.5. I got to hook the back lights up to the truck too. I'm just going to leave the dolly ones off because I forgot my splitter. This has been, shoot, when did I buy it? I bought this a couple months after I had the concussion. I bought this late August 2021. Well, that's going. Let's have a look under here and just see if I can get Lyme disease. There's my Dana 70 there. Oh, it's got a little bit of oil leaking out of the plug, I reckon. Well, that's in fairly good shape though for what it is, and it's got a great big old gas tank under there. That's the original one. That's the Dodge B300 gas tank. I can't tell if that... Where is that? Oh good, the cross member looks like it's in front of or directly next to the, spring hanger. Oh, that's directly on top of it, so we got to go a little ways forward from there, so I got room to weld the weldy stuff into, so that I'm going to weld strips of metal across there, channel across there, just to hold it, because I don't trust it just butt welding unibody stuff together. So I'll have to get a big Sawzall blade and a real nice, well, Steve loaned me his drywall square, so we'll use that. I think this edge is smooth, so we'll try to use this. We'll use the frame edge, not the body edge, because that's all chopped up. We can use this edge right here, I reckon. And we'll just get my big long Sawzall blade, a demo blade, carbide tip. We'll just chop, do 8 inches on both sides, and just go straight across. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but she's got to be such that the thing goes down the road straight and it don't break apart. So we're going to weld strips across here just to, or maybe channel, I'm not sure quite what I want to do. Yeah, probably just plates. We'll fish plate it and everything, and we'll probably plug weld it too. This stuff, as you can see right here, is all spot welded. Got a little warm there. But these are all spot welds that hold the U-channel to the bed, or the floor. And then, let's see, right about here would be where the spot, I think the cross member starts like right here. Yeah, I ain't laying down under there again, but you get the idea. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is where the cross member starts here, because it's got identical on the other side. and then here to here. Fortunately, we didn't cut the cross member here. Oh, well, maybe I can take some of this floor out of here, because it seems like it's loose now. There's the cross member right here, and that's solid, but this is not. Well, if I really want to, I could take it out behind this cross member, and we could weld the support across the top here. We'd have to take it off behind this. If we take it off from like here to here, that wouldn't really interfere with much, and this stuff's all going away anyway. That propane tank, well, should I have a propane tank on the Galaxy? That'd be kind of neat. Maybe I'll have it set up for dual fuel. Set her up to run on propane too. Whoops, uh-oh. Oh. Once we get up to 25, I think I'll leave her be. And these will be okay. I drove all the way from Akron to Winona with one of these things flat. It's like 50 miles, I think. I did a lot of back roads because I didn't want to get on the main roads, and then I figured I should have went down the main roads because the back roads caused me all the problems. Of course, I don't think I could hold speed on the main roads. Oh, that's going to be the other problem. This is a 3.9 V6. I really don't want to beat this transmission too bad because it's a 42 RE. It's got an external cooler on it. We're only going to be going up a couple of long hills, and then everything's mostly flat because it's northeast Ohio. Of course, we got our lucky bumper, or our lucky license plate on here. I've got the big impact sockets here, so if we got to take this off, we can. The wheels off of here. But I think if I blow 2 tires on one side, I'm just hooking the wheel dolly up to it and dragging it back with that. And screw it. This is turning into too much work. Now this can't drag. I don't know how it fell down in the first place, but it's going to have to fall back up. Yeah. Them Goshen boys see something dragging me in air after you. We're not going through Washingtonville, thankfully, but Goshen's close enough. I mean, I respect the constabulary, but it seems like, well, I can say that other than getting stopped 5 times in 2 months earlier this year, since they've stopped their blitz, I'm not going to say anything because as soon as I say something, they'll be all over. Now, that's got enough air in it to make it back. Fortunately, we don't have a whole motorhome sitting on this thing. All we got is just the chassis. I think we didn't tighten these wheels all the way down. I told Steve not to ugga-dugga the thing to death, and I think he listened. But they're not going to be spinning, so we're just going to leave her be. And this junk here's got to come off. This is already kind of loose. We're going to have to do some. I think that cross member extends outside of here, so we got to have. That's where the seat belts go into. We're going to need to do a little more in-depth cutting on this. Well, we can do it. She'll work. I need to figure out what I got to chop to make the Galaxy go on top of this. Oh, check it out. We got a nice load binder in there and everything. I found that on the road. I tried to find whoever owned it, but they never came forward, so it's mine now. Now look at this. It's a 72, but it's got a clean frame. It's like surface rust, but nothing else. I want to change all these bushings, though, because they're kind of rusty, kind of crusty from sitting out in the sun. Probably, well, I'll leave the ball joint. Well, I don't know if you can get ball joint seals separately or not. If you can, I will. If you can't, well, so be it. I might just have to change the whole thing. So when I put this thing together, I'd like it to stay together for a long time. So we're going to take some care of the front end. all the rubber pieces are going to need to get changed. Alright, 25 pounds or so, thereabout. Shove the thingy back in here and I'll see you on the road, I guess. Safe travels. Base on them doohickeys down there. All right, here we are. We're all over halfway. I think we're a third of the way there. Actually, 2/3 of the way. No, because 2/3 is greater than a half. She's rolling. I haven't had to change anything. I tightened down the chain and the strap a little bit. That was about it. We're just cooking. I'm gonna try to make her all the way up to the shop. Shoot, I'm just gonna go right up the freeway. The tire's a little low, but she'll make it. It ain't been heating up real bad or anything. So. And this thing, for some odd reason, seems to like to ride slightly forward of the buckets, but I mean, it's got, 30 or 40,000 pounds worth of binders on it, so it ought to hopefully not go anywhere. Well, I got some sort of good news. I've got I can't say frame, but the new chassis within peeing distance of the Galaxy. All I have to do is shorten this 8 inches and take the big back overhang off it. There's this mess back here we don't need anymore. Somehow, I don't know, they tied it into the subframe there somewhere, and they built this big old I-beam thing or C-channel thing, stuck it on the back of there. Made a new bumper out of it and whatever. Oh, here's something interesting. That little Ram 50 there, that's going to get fixed pretty soon too. Not quite the soonest thing, but it's in line. So the back wheels are almost lined up here. And the front wheel is only a couple feet forward. So that's how short these motorhome chassis were. Well, it's a 127-inch wheelbase, so the Ford Galaxy is 119. The Daytona, which I still need to rewire, is a 97-inch wheelbase. So it's just like sort of a regular van, it's just taller. But that's it for now. We got her in the shop. I got to move some things around and we'll pull her back out, pull the Daytona, we'll pull the Galaxy out first, pull the Daytona out. The Daytona's in the crane bay right now, and the Ram 50 is also in the crane bay, but the Daytona is going to move less difficultly. Pull that out, pull the Galaxy in. Push, pull, drag, whatever. Then we start work on the Galaxy. Pull it forward under the crane. Take the other part of the crane, stick it out back. Pick her up. Slide that frame on that motorhome chassis, I should say. Can't say frame because the only part that's a frame is the front. In the typical sense. Oh, we got to shorten this 8 inches. All right, I figured out what I'm going to do with this too. So I'm going to take a cut, probably right in front of here. We're going to cut the decking off of here first. Take 8 inches of the deck off. I got to use my what you call it, oh, it'll come to me, hold on. Don't ever get a concussion, it's terrible. Even 3 years later. I have to get my spot weld cutter from the other truck. Cut the spot welds. Then I want to cut this channel forward or back from where the chop in the other piece is. So it's like 8 inches in front of it or behind it or whatever, so it's still reinforced. Then we can chop it and then weld it back together. Cut 8 inches out of it, weld it back in. So that's how she rolls. I'd like to get this back end off of here so I can pull her in the garage a little better and have a little bit more room to walk around my tire pile here. But it'll be all right. Now that big square thing on the back of there is the actual back of the van type of deal. So when it's a van, before it became a motorhome, it was a van. cutaway van, and this was the back of it. They just, yuck. Sort of tacked on the back end of here. This is where the secondary gas tank was, which is now in the back of the Daytona. So this was a 1971 Ford Mustang gas tank in a 1973 Dodge B300 motorhome van type of deal. I was almost thinking I should put the Ram 50 on this dolly chassis, but it would be way too much shortening, and I don't think it's going to quite go. So we'll put the Galaxy on there for now, and the Ram 50 will get its own thing. That might get a GMT 800 frame like the Daytona got, because those are pretty cool. I've learned to work with those, rust and all. But there she be. I'll see you later.